Okay, now we head to Druid. We start with Arcspore Msifn. I have no idea how to spell this card, but hope I got close enough. 3 mana, 3/4 taunt. Pretty good, right? Death Rattle, Shover, You know what? Yeah, I'm not even gonna try it. Summon the Prime into your deck. What is the Druid Prime? It's a 10 mana 9/9 taunt. That's really important, taunt. And you get to choose one. You summon a 9/9 fungal giant with taunt or a 9/9 fungal giant with rush. So you only summon one. So if you're trying to play this in your quest druid, you're only getting 2 9/9s, you know, the original and a 9/9 taunt rusher. You're not getting 3 bodies, but it's still pretty good, right? You have the initial really solid card and a very flexible 10 drop. Like, this is not a card you would put in your deck usually, but having that first body really makes it a really interesting card. I think this is really powerful. In Arena, it's definitely a great card. In Standard, I don't know, because there's a bit of a theme with Druid. They're trying to go with the heavily spell-based decks, and then maybe you probably... I think you still may run this card, but I'm not too sure about that. You know, it's not gonna be... It's definitely not for every Druid deck, but it's a very interesting minion to have. So I think it's a great primal overall. Pretty strong. Now, talk about a combo card, right? 9 mana 5/5. Ezeal Windsinger. So stat-wise, garbage, right? But your spells cost 1. Wow. Real powerful. You know how everyone's been having a lot of fun with the Kael'thas? Yeah, this is redundancy, which is really good. Really, really good. So yeah, this goes into big spell druids, sure. If you're playing with Kael'thas, you're gonna include this card maybe. Maybe you don't need it, like it's not mandatory, but it's nice to have the option. You may even get to reduce its cost somehow, but I don't know. Feels like a lot of work. Is the payoff worth it? We're gonna have to experiment and find out. In Arena, don't pick this card, please. It's just not worth it. Now this card, however, Marsh Hydra. 7 mana, 7/7 rush. After this attacks, add a random 8 cost minion to your hand. Oh, talk about a curve. This is really good in Arena. It's a beast, it may have some synergies, it may not, but still, 7 for a 7/7 rush that gives you a play next turn, really strong, awesome for Arena. For Standard though, I don't see it. 7 is a really steep price to pay these days, like it's a pseudo removal, it's not guaranteed, and will give you an 8 cost when you may have better things to do usually in your deck, so I don't see this card being run in Standard. However, an All-Star in Arena for sure. Next up we have Glowfly Swarm. 5 mana spell. Summon a 2/2 Glowfly for each spell in your hand. So we have Force of Nature currently being run in the Token Druid, but that has a lot of synergies. It summons 3 2/2 bodies. So I think that in order for this to see play over that, you're gonna have to have on average usually 4 spells in your hand in order for it to be worth it to run this over the other one because of consistency, you know, because you may top deck this and then it's terrible. You summon nothing if you have no cards in hand, right? It's a 5 mana do nothing. So I think it's a very specific card for a very specific deck. It's a really hard sell. In Arena, don't pick this card. Because spells are a bit premium in Arena. You don't often get decks with many spells, so really hard sell there. Don't go for it. Talk about a payoff for playing a lot of spells though. 2 mana spell, Fungal Fortunes. Draw 3 cards for 2 mana, but discard any minions drawn. So, you may think this is a great card for, Yogg Druids or Kael'thas Druids. The only problem? You should already have those cards in hand if you're planning to play this. Otherwise, you may discard your win condition, and that's not good. Still, 2 mana draw 3 rather, is really powerful. So, if you can find a way to use it, it's a great card. And please don't pick this in Arena. Not ever. Next up, Germination. 4 mana spell. Summon a copy of a friendly minion. Give it the copy Taunt. So, this is probably a combo card. I mean, you need to be winning by a lot in order to be able to pull this off. And if you're winning by a lot, do you really need this? This is definitely a win more card. I really don't see this being played that much, unless we're in a really slow meta that allows for that. And with Demon Hunter around, I don't think we're gonna have a very slow meta. So I'm not very hopeful for this card, really. It's more often than not gonna sit in your hand till very late, while you might really prefer having a removal or something like that. So I don't really see this card being that good unless, some combo deck pops up that really wants to utilize this card. Then it might see play. We'll see. It has potential, for sure. Next up, we have Ironbark. 2 mana druid spell. Give a minion +1/+3 and taunt. Cost 0 if you have at least 7 mana crystals. That's nice. You have Mark of... Is it Mark of Natures? The basic Druid card that gives +2/+2 and Taunt. This is a more defensive option. It gives +1/+3 for the same cost. So it's an interesting alternative. Cost 0 if you have at least 7 mana crystals. I mean, it's nice, but it doesn't really cycle by itself. And when you have 7 mana crystals, I don't really see this being run in standard. In Arena, definitely. It's a pretty good card. It allows you to trade and keep a healthy taunter to make room for your other minions to snowball. So it's a pretty solid Arena card. Not as much in standard, I'm afraid. Okay, next up we have Imprisoned Satyr, or Satyr. 3 mana 3/3 demon, so there may be some times when you discover this guy. But it's dormant for 2 turns, so it's one of those 3 mana do nothing for a couple of turns. When this awakens, reduce the cost of a random minion in your hand by 5. Now, that's a powerful effect for sure. However, being dormant for 2 mana, you really want to use this as a combo, because you're not guaranteed to hit the minion you want otherwise. So I don't see it being very reliable. And in Arena, I mean, if you're skipping your turn 3 and the payoff is a 3/3, that's a really hard sell. Like, you're gonna lose the board, and that's not really something you want to do, as Druid, because you don't have that many ways of getting into the board unless you play a big taunt, which this may help you do it, but I don't know. More often than not, it's not gonna do enough, sadly. Next up, we have Bog Beam, 3 mana spell, deal 3 damage to a minion, costs 0 if you have at least 7 mana crystals. Now, this is interesting, you know, as Druid, dealing 3 damage to a minion is often good enough, you know. This is decent in a control deck, and in a control Druid, sometimes you draw a lot of cards. So being able to get rid of a few is quite important. So whenever you have 0 mana cards that have an upside, and you know, like take the Defender, the 3/5 Defender that costs 0 if you play the 5 mana or more spell, right? That's running a lot of Druid decks because you get a lot of card draw, you need to empty your hand. It's a pretty good card, so this may feel a similar role in that. And still, like in Arena, it's a pretty good removal, right? 3 for 3, decent enough. May help you keep the tempo in the a bit of a later game. Definitely a good card. Nothing too special, but definitely good. This is a very interesting one. 4 mana Overgrowth. Spell, gain 2 empty mana crystals for 4. That's a lot of ramp, right? But can you afford to pay 4 mana to do nothing? I mean, it's not do nothing. You gain 2 mana crystals, so essentially you only... But they're empty, so you're not going to be able to use them this turn. Tempo-wise, this is a really bad card. But I mean, if you're a combo-centric deck and you're really just interested in getting your big stuff out, this can definitely be an option. In Arena though, I mean, if you build a deck around this, you're gonna be really disappointed when you don't draw it, because you're gonna have a lot of expensive stuff in your hand and your opponent's just gonna rush you down. So I don't know, this could be a good card, it could not. It's very hard to tell at this point. Like, this needs a very specific type of deck in order to work, right? Definitely not one of those cards that you would include in every single build. So this will require some experimentation before we're sure if it finds a home or not. Right now though, I'm not too hopeful for it, because 4 mana usually is a very important turn for Druids, but we'll see. Okay, and that was it for Druid. So a lot of spell related stuff. I wonder how that's gonna turn out. I'll tell you, in Arena it's not gonna go very well, so you're still probably gonna be relying on a lot of the dragons from before. That's still gonna be your game plan. But in Standard, I mean, you're losing a lot of what makes the token deck so good, right? In your early spells. So there may be room for a different kind of Druid. I don't know, we'll have to see. But I mean, it's an interesting direction. Let's see if it's good that we experiment with different things every year, you know. We're not stuck with the same archetypes over and over, so good on Blizzard for branching out and trying out new things. That's always appreciated.